I'm Ashley Hansen, and I'm the proprietor of Hansen Sno-Bliz on Chapel Street. New Orleans heat is intense and doesn't cool off, not even at night. The snowball is a necessity in New Orleans heat because it air conditions your tummy. It air conditions your soul. I would say we have over 50 flavors easily. We make everything in-house. And some flavors are specifically from some people's childhoods. They come looking for those childhood flavors that make them feel like they were with their grandparents or their dad. It's like this time warp. Just having that same recipe, I think, can take you somewhere different. One reason that makes Hansen's different than any place else in the city or the world is that we use the same machine that my grandfather built in 1939. When my uncle was a child, at the time, all they had was a pushcart street vendor that would come around with a block of ice, and the man would shave the snow with a kitchen door planer. My grandfather took one look at the quality of the ice and the man's dirty hands and said, "I think I can build something better." He was a master machinist. He could fix anything. And so he set to work on making his first snowball machine. The machine works by a block of ice being pushed through spinning blades, and it shaves the snow fine, like freshly fallen snow. This can't be ice, is what you think. This is powdery, soft, like cotton candy, fluffy pillowcases of loveliness. So my grandfather made the machine basically for the family, but my grandmother saw this as a product that she could sell because it was so good. And so she made her flavors fresh every day, and she would drag the snowball machine onto the front porch and make snowballs for 2 pennies a piece for neighborhood children. And her business grew. And one day she came home with a $20 bill, and she told my grandfather, "I think we have something here." My grandfather came up with all different types of snowballs, like hot rods that you put ice cream in the middle. They came up with like the junior atomic and senior atomic, which has syrup, canned cream, crushed pineapple, crushed strawberries, marshmallow cream, and a scoop of ice cream. My grandparents were very good people and very Catholic, and they welcomed everyone in every day. People stood in line side by side, and if you didn't like it, you could leave, because my grandmother would put you out. She loved everyone that came here, and so did my grandfather. Once he retired from the machine shop, he never left her side. They were married for 72 years. They were 95 when they passed away, and theirs was a true love story. And I loved being a part of it. As they aged and I aged, there were some pivotal moments. I chose to be with them. Other people were having babies, other people were getting married, and I had my grandparents. Katrina hit, and my grandmother passed away at age 95, 9 days after the storm. And my grandfather only lived 6 months without her. When he passed away, we started seeing like flowers left, wreaths left at the front door of the snowball stand, old Polaroids, old pictures, notes from kids saying how much they missed my grandparents, but they're sure that they're in heaven making snowballs for the angels. And like, so cute, so sweet. And I realized after Katrina, after they had passed away, that I missed my grandparents because they were my grandparents, but they were also grandparents to half the city. The pivotal point for me was like, what's gonna happen at the snowball stand? And so I decided to reopen. At first I thought it was, in healing for the city. And then I thought it was healing because this is what my grandparents would have wanted. And then really I was like, this is healing for me because I need to be here, you know. The flavors meant something to me. They meant something to me. The idea of flavors and your childhood connecting, and not just my childhood, I mean, half the city of New Orleans' childhood, right? And so for me, I didn't want to see this jewel of a place close. I feel the connection to my grandparents all the time. I feel like I carry on their legacy, but I get to do it in my own way. We keep the recipes the same and then invent new ones. We do like the old school hard candy, lifesaver style flavors, but really I like mixing all the new flavors and fancy flavors with the old flavors and the creamy flavors and the traditional flavors. Like the freshly juiced watermelon with ginger. Honey lavender is delicious. Cardamom with coconut milk is amazing. I think my grandparents would be so excited now to see it still so well loved, and I think that my grandmother would really love all the new flavors. They're definitely smiling. People say labor of love, but it really was something that I would do over again. I feel like it taught me love. You know, it taught me how to love and what love really means. Snowballs are a simple thing, but once you taste it, it is greater than that. It is this like intricate deliciousness that is multi-purpose. It cools you off, but also enlivens your spirit. And my grandparents were like that. They were simple, good people, and they did something greater than themselves. They loved their community that they served. I mean, I guess love is like a snowball. It's syrupy, it's messy, all the good things.